getting ready to measure our bore to see how out of round we are. So what we have set up here is we have the baseline bore measurement of 2.562. That is in inches, so we have a base bore measurement from Briggs of 2.562. So we have our micrometer set up for that measurement, the 2.562, and then we have our bore gauge set up to be reading 0 when we have it in on that measurement. So right there, when we are straight, we are reading 0 on the bore gauge. So any kind of deviation off of 0 will tell us what, you know, if we're too big or how things are worn. So we have this set at the factory spec that when it is touching 2.562, the dial will show 0. So now we step over here to the block and we start taking some measurements. Ideally, you want to take 6 measurements. So you want to do at the top of the bore in a crisscross pattern. So you do side this way, and then we continue that down. So 2 at the top, 2 at the middle, 2 at the very bottom. And as the piston's going up and in there, back and forth like that, it can tend to wear things like an hourglass. Because at the top, the crank is going around, the bottom, the crank is going around. So the bottom and the top are usually worn the worst. So we want to check and make sure that it isn't hourglassed out massively, which of course can cause a lot of piston slop and slap as things are going around there at a high speed. And we also want to make sure too that it's not egg-shaped, since it's running primarily, well, with gravity. It's going down, it's running down on the bottom, so it has a tendency to egg along the gravity cycle. So we want to go through here and make sure that our spec is not too far out of spec, and that we can still feasibly get new rings in here without, you know, going to some extreme measures. So let's hop over here to the block and kind of do some measurements and see what we think.